Messi honored with a statue at South America's Soccer HQ. South American soccer's governing body on Monday presented the 35-year-old Argentine star a with statue, which will be placed in the CONMEBOL museum next to those of legendary players Pelé and Diego Maradona. Messi also received replicas of the World Cup and the Finalissima trophy, which Argentina won against Italy, during the ceremony before the Copa Libertadores draw. His teammates and coach Lionel Scaloni received miniature trophies as well, including that of the 2021 Copa America lifted in Brazil. South American soccer's governing body on Monday presented the 35-year-old Argentine star a with statue, which will be placed in the CONMEBOL museum next to those of legendary players Pelé and Diego Maradona. Messi also received replicas of the World Cup and the Finalissima trophy, which Argentina won against Italy, during the ceremony before the Copa Libertadores draw. His teammates and coach Lionel Scaloni received miniature trophies as well, including that of the 2021 Copa America lifted in Brazil. Manchester City striker Erling Haaland is caught using mobile phone while driving his £300,000 Rolls-Royce on a dual carriageway near to the Etihad Stadium a day after putting 5 past RB Leipzig in the Champions League. Manchester City star Erling Haaland appeared to be seen using a mobile phone while driving near the Etihad Stadium. The Norwegian goal machine appeared to be looking down at a smartphone in his lap while at the wheel on a dual carriageway in Manchester's New Islington area. Photos published by The Sun seem to show him holding the device while driving his £300,000 Rolls-Royce Cullinan. The striker's actions were criticized heavily by an onlooker, who warned that using his mobile phone while at the wheel could have dangerous consequences for both him and others around him. It's a silly mistake but could be a dangerous one for him and for other road users. The last thing City fans want is for him to have a bump which rules him out of a game. In the UK, drivers caught using mobile phones at the wheel face severe punishments, including a £200 fine and 6 points on a driving licence. Similarly, in Holland's home country Norway it is also illegal for drivers to be on their devices while in control of a vehicle. Former Transport Secretary Grant Shapps had tightened laws around the use of mobile phones by drivers, and claimed he would take a zero-tolerance policy on similar incidents. Real Madrid fans won't be happy with latest transfer news. If there is one thing that has become clear over the course of the season, it is that Real Madrid do not have enough depth to compete throughout the campaign and they need to bring in reinforcements as soon as possible. The hope was that that would be done in the upcoming summer transfer window. Real Madrid need to bring in reinforcements all over the pitch. And they have been linked with a wide variety of players in recent times as well. But there appears to be some bad news for the fans, if they were expecting the club to make any major signings in the summer. It looks like that is not a part of their plans as things stand. Real Madrid will face next season without great reinforcements. And many at the club consider Carlo Ancelotti as the ideal coach to continue in the Santiago Bernabéu hot seat. Thus, it looks like Real Madrid are not planning to make any great reinforcements in the summer. That is contrary to many early rumors, which had suggested that the club were getting ready for a big summer transfer window and were being linked with big-name players like Jude Bellingham, Josko Gvardiol and several others. It looks like plans might have changed since then. And that might leave a lot of Real Madrid fans feeling down, as many were hoping for big changes in the upcoming summer transfer window. If the club do not actually end up bringing in major changes, then Ancelotti might be the best option to continue. The Italian has shown the ability to get the most out of the least. And that is exactly the type of manager Los Blancos might need in the current circumstances. Goalscorer Benjamin Pavard gives Mike Maignan man of the match shout after France's win in Ireland. Bayern Munich defender Benjamin Pavard, 26, has scored France's only goal of the night against Ireland. Les Bleus sealed a hard-fought 1-0 win against the boys in green to go top of their Euro 2024 qualifiers Group B following their 4-0 hammering of the Netherlands on Friday. Pavard broke the deadlock in Dublin when he retrieved a loose pass from Josh Cullen before lashing a 50th-minute right-footed screamer that went in off the crossbar. "I showed good anticipation and I struck the ball well. All the better for me and for the team," reacted Pavard to La Chaîne L'Equipe. Pavard's game-winning goal could not come at a better moment for the 2018 World Cup winner. The former Lille youth product was a surprise name in the starting lineup at right-back with Jules Koundé given the nod against the Netherlands. The Barcelona man, and even Monaco centre-back Axel Disasi, leapfrogged Pavard in the pecking order during the 2022 World Cup in Qatar after the latter's erratic display against Australia in the group stage. The World Cup did not go as I would have liked, but I was there for the team, for the collective. Tonight, I had the opportunity to play, it worked for me and I even scored, although the first objective of a defender is to defend well. If Pavard scored the decisive goal of the night, France goalkeeper Mike Maignan has excelled in making sure Les Bleus got the win with a string of stunning saves in the dying minutes. Mike's save allows us to stay in the game and to get a clean sheet, so he is the man of the match for me. Antonio Conte thanks Spurs stars who shared his passion in thinly veiled dig. Antonio Conte left Tottenham Hotspur in the kind of fashion rarely seen in the Premier League, but the former Chelsea manager does not appear to be finished yet. Antonio Conte has released his first public comment since he was sacked by Tottenham Hotspur. Months of uncertainty climaxed with the former Chelsea manager being given the boot by Spurs Supremo Daniel Levy. After Tottenham let a 3-1 lead slip against Southampton to draw 3-3, Conte burned all bridges after he labelled his players as selfish and even had a dig at the club's owners for their run of nearly 15 years without a trophy. A week after his rant and a few days after he was spotted on a plane heading to Italy, his sacking was confirmed by a late-night statement issued by the North Londoners. And Conte reached out to his former players and supporters with a public statement in the wake of his Messi departure, which seemed to thank some of the people he worked with in North London, but not others. "Football is passion," Conte said on his Instagram page. "I would like to deeply thank everyone at Spurs who appreciated and shared my passion and my intense way of living football as a coach. A special thought to the fans who always showed me support and appreciation, it's been unforgettable to hear them singing my name. Our journey together has ended." Fulham request hearing with the FA following Marco Silva and Aleksandar Mitrovic's charges. Fulham have requested a personal hearing with the Football Association after Marco Silva and Aleksandar Mitrovic were handed multiple charges following their FA Cup quarter-final defeat by Manchester United. The West London club were given 3 red cards in quick succession during their 3-1 defeat on March 19. Willian was sent off for a deliberate handball, while head coach Silva and striker Mitrovic were also dismissed by referee Chris Kavanagh for separate incidents around the 72nd minute. Silva was later charged by the FA for his reaction to the initial handball incident and subsequent VAR check. The FA alleged that the Portuguese manager used abusive and/or insulting words and/or gestures and/or behavior towards the match referee, that he used abusive and/or insulting words towards the fourth official prior to his dismissal, and that he also used abusive and/or insulting words and/or gestures and/or behavior towards the fourth official after being sent off. The FA also alleged improper behavior for throwing a water bottle in the direction of the assistant referee. Mitrovic, meanwhile, appeared to shove Kavanagh's arm and had to be pulled away after his red card, leading the FA to claim that the standard punishment for violent conduct was insufficient, and also charge Mitrovic for improper behavior and/or language. Algeria secure Africa Cup of Nations qualification with victory over Niger, while Nigeria beat Guinea-Bissau and Ghana are held by Angola. Baghdad Beneja scored the only goal as Algeria beat Niger 1-0 to secure their place at the Africa Cup of Nations finals. Algeria joined Morocco and hosts Ivory Coast in having already qualified for the tournament, which will take place between January and February next year. Manchester City star Riyad Mahrez was amongst the players to start the game for Algeria. Liverpool's Naby Keita was on the scoresheet as Guinea beat Ethiopia 3-2. Keita opened the scoring after just 4 minutes, with Kenyan Markney equalizing for Ethiopia. Alex Mariba and Morgan Gilavogi netted for Guinea before Kitika Jima Ajalu scored for Ethiopia in stoppage time. Guinea are top of their qualifying group with 9 points. Elsewhere, Ghana were held to a 1-1 draw by Angola. Lucas João put Angola ahead from the penalty spot in the 51st minute, with Osman Bukhari equalizing for Ghana with 18 minutes remaining. Crystal Palace's Jordan Ayew started for Ghana along with Leicester's Daniel Amartey, but Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey was an unused substitute. Ghana boss Chris Hughton said, "Thomas has some small injury issues and we felt it was too big a risk to start him." Ghana are top of qualifying Group E with 8 points, while Central African Republic are second with 7 points and Angola are third with 5 points. The top 2 teams will go through. Central African Republic won 2-0 against Madagascar as Louis Mafuta scored a brace. Nigeria beat Guinea-Bissau 1-0 courtesy of a penalty from Moses Simon. Everton's Alex Iwobi played the whole game. Nigeria are top of their qualifying group with 9 points. In Group I, Sudan beat Gabon 1-0, with Mohamed Al-Hajkomi scoring. Leaders Gabon have 7 points, with Sudan on 6 points. John Herdman is frustrated by the state of Canadian soccer. Exactly 12 months to the most cacophonous day in the history of Canadian men's soccer, BMO Field was silent, for 9 long seconds. Every one of the seconds told a story and, by the end, the silence was not deafening but suffocating. John Herdman's lips parted, barely, and with a whisper he broke the quiet. Frustrated, he said, his voice wavering just enough for it to be noticeable. Really frustrated. In all of his years reshaping the sport in the country, Herdman has never found himself short of words. But here, on a Monday lunchtime, he was almost empty. A year earlier in the same building, even as the din of the tens of thousands in the stands had deafened eardrums, Herdman's words had boomed around the place. In qualifying for a men's World Cup for the first time in almost 40 years, the manager testified, his side had lit a fire for soccer in Canada. As the calendar rolled around to another March 27th, the home fires aren't providing a whole lot of heat. While there have been highs in the intervening time, there have been many more lows. For Herdman's team, for the women's team he used to lead, and for his employers who are supposed to be the guardians of the game here but instead have left both of its national teams beyond wit's end. The Canadian men are back at BMO Field Tuesday night for a CONCACAF Nations League date with Honduras, but on its eve were forced to survey the wreckage wrought by all those lows. Grey Wiggles' goal line tactics could be phased out after IFAB changes penalty kick rules. Goalkeepers will no longer be able to unfairly distract opposition penalty kick takers after the International Football Association Board, IFAB, introduced a new rule change that will take effect from July 1st. As part of the 2023-24 Law Changes Report, Law 14, the penalty kick will be amended to add a clarifying sentence to the expected behaviors of the goalkeeper. The defending goalkeeper must remain on the goal line, facing the kicker, between the goalposts, without touching the goalposts, crossbar or goal net, until the ball is kicked, the law says. The goalkeeper must not behave in a way that unfairly distracts the kicker, e.g. delay the taking of the kick or touch the goalposts, crossbar or goal net. The decision means that the tactics used by Socceroos goalkeeper Andrew Redmayne, affectionately nicknamed the Grey Wiggle, who shot to fame for his goal line dancing in Australia's penalty shootout win against Peru to qualify for the 2022 Men's World Cup, will now be outlawed. Emiliano Martinez, the Argentinian goalkeeper who won the Golden Glove Award at the World Cup, also used techniques that taunted opposition penalty takers, most notably in the final against France where he made verbal comments, slowed down the process between penalties, and threw the ball away. FC Dallas midfielder Sebastian Letgett claims he is being extorted after cheating rumors surface online. Frisco, Texas, FC Dallas midfielder Sebastian Letgett claimed he is being extorted in a lengthy Instagram post on Monday. Posts on social media claimed the soccer player cheated on his fiancée, singer Becky G, with a woman last year in Spain. In his post on social media, Letgett said, "During a moment I regret deeply, a 10-minute lapse in judgment resulted in an extortion plot." The midfielder called the person who made the posts an anonymous internet stalker, who he had never met and who made false posts targeting his fiancée. The poster's account, which included video, texts and an audio DM from the 30-year-old player, has been deleted, according to TMZ. Letgett called the posts a wake-up call that forced him to face the consequences of his actions. He says he is committing himself to a mental wellness program. In the post, he also apologized to his fiancée. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like and share. See you again with more news. Bye for now.